Okay, day 3 of my step 1 of my corona shot vaccine thing. I did forget to tell you on day 2, I had some serious leg cramps through the night and in the morning. I don't know if it's from the shot or it's just my health, but that was pretty bad. And I'm a big time vitamin taker, so usually calcium helps that a lot. So, and I drink it about a gallon of milk a day on top of that. But that could be effects from the shot. Today, my arm is sore. But that might be because I leaned on it a couple times on a wall, and then when I was working on the car yesterday, and man, it will hurt if you lean on it, that's for sure. But today it hurts, just hanging there, just my arm hanging there. I feel a little more awake today, and I didn't get much sleep. So hopefully I won't be in that muddy, slow poke mood today, like I have been the last couple days with the shot. And I think that is from the shot, because I drank enough cappuccino yesterday to fly a horse through the sky, and it really didn't even affect me. All it was doing was kind of keeping me awake. But I'm still glad I got it. I have no regrets, because there's about 4 states where the corona is going up right now, and they're saying it's because of the non-vaccinated people are getting it. That's terrible. And the reason I took so long is I just didn't want to do it boondocking, because I didn't want to be in a position where I got really, really sick. Although people were telling me, well, it's on the second shot you get real sick. Or the one I've heard lately is if you get the 1-shot deal, you could get really sick. And I would have loved to have the 1-shot deal, because the medical field, has mentioned earlier, way early in the pandemic, that 1 shot was the one to get, and I had the option to get that free, or the 2-stepper, but you'd have to wait in line because everybody's signing up for it in advance. And I just walked in, and I thought, since I can get in here right now, I might as well just go for it, since there's only like 2 other people here. And actually they were waiting for something else, so they waited on me pretty quick. I mean, it was just boom, boom. I walked in the door of the pharmacy and said hi. I stood around for a while at the wrong desk. And then a girl helped me out. So, you're supposed to go to the pickup section of the pharmacy, not stand at that desk for their medical clinic, because they don't ever come to the desk. But anyway, yeah, so that's what day 3 is like so far. So I just got up about 2 hours ago, and I really wanted to sleep longer, but the heat is the factor. So I have to watch the temperature every day, and hourly, in order to figure out what's the best time to get up. And I set my alarm for that, in case I don't wake up before that. And it doesn't make a difference if it's 4 hours sleep or whatever it is. I just don't want to sleep past a certain temperature, because the car gets much, much hotter inside than the outside temperature. I don't care if you got fans or not. It's like I woke up this morning and both fans went out. I don't have the 3 fans in here anymore, so I put one in my office. much as I can't stand a fan. But I needed a fan because the office temperature during the day is like 80 degrees. And I also have to have a fan to exhaust fumes when I'm working with chemicals. And so I moved one of the fans in there. Plus I have a window exhaust fan too. But I've been putting that in the floor. I also got my box fan. I got to that finally because I don't have hardly any furniture because I sold it all to save on storage. As I was pulling stuff out of my business storage, I have the furniture in the back, what's left of it. And the fan was stacked up back there, and I got those two fans. So they're sitting in the office, but I don't like fans. I don't like air conditioning a lot, but I don't like to work in an office that's 80 degrees either. At night it's cooler, but the area that my office is in is not the best area, but it's a secure complex, so that helps. But no guarantees. In life. Just have to watch your back. But anyway, right now it's 83 degrees. And I am going through Valparaiso right now. Isn't that sky fabulous? That Florida sky. It reminds me of California sky when I was a kid till the smog got it all trashed up. Tailgaters, man. You gotta hurry going that passive lane. But the good thing is, if they rear end you, they're liable. And I got the good insurance. I have Florida insurance. I still don't know enough about that Florida insurance to understand it. Insurance that I have is out of state and it covers everything. So I even upped the medical before my daughter left. I upped all the medical on it real high because I was traveling a lot, so I want to make sure we were fully covered in the event of any problems, because we don't have medical insurance, but I do have medical insurance on my car insurance for accidents and that. Oh man, I miss my Cadillac. Damn ghetto blaster music. So they say that the children, they're worried about children now. If adults don't get vaccinations, that the children are going to get sick because they're not going to release the vaccinations for children for about 6 months to a year. And that's sad. My baby sister teaches school and she teaches little bitty kids. And it's really scary. Do you want to freaking go, or are you just gonna daydream? And this is where it gets tricky, because everybody wants to slide in the right, and this conjoins into one street. And they all want to play games. And it's really 45. This is a bad place for somebody got a ticket through here years ago. Man, she paid a mint for that ticket. It's like, man, I was doing 55 through there. I was like, you know better than that. Jewelry, it's so pretty, you know, I just hate working it. I love to create, but God, it's so tedious. It just takes forever. It's just not my thing. I'm surprised I didn't try to do that years ago. I really didn't. I did accessories for like Indian outfits and stuff like that I loved making. But, and decorations on boots that I really love making, but making jewelry, ugh. That is for somebody who just wants to sit around. I can't sit that long. I'd rather be sewing. This clown face here. He must have smoked a joint before he drove. See the one with a hand out the window? Well, all of them have hands out the window. Let me tell you what, I got a friend of mine who used to drive with his hand out the window like that all the time with a cigarette. And he got in an accident in California and rolled the car. And it cut his fingers off. And he literally had to like gather them up. And then they went to the hospital and they didn't save much. His middle finger got cut off to like the middle knuckle. And some of his other fingers were whacked. They couldn't totally save everything. And he will always tell you, do not drive with your arms out the window. No body parts. Do not. Because see, you don't think quick enough to pull your arm back in when you're getting in a wreck. You know, it's just there. So don't make it where you got to think of more things than one. Because you're going to end up losing body parts over the deal. Plus, you don't know if somebody sideswipes you. Man, it'll take your arm right off. And especially if you're the driver, when you get distracted from that massive pain and body parts falling off, then you can't drive and you're risking anybody else's traveling in your vehicle. So please don't put your body parts outside the car. My buddy used to laugh about his hand and stuff, you know, and said, yeah, people always think I'm flipping them off or whatever, and it's like, you know, but he had a good sense of humor. It's just a shame that happened. He had to live his entire life like that with a screwball hand. And you know, people had to be asking him a million times a day, whoa, what happened to your hand? You know? And that hurts when people ask stuff like that. Kid, I used to jack with my hair. I think I had it every color of the rainbow at one point. I had not psychedelic colors, just kind of accidental colors. Like I would reverse out from black to blonde, and all I knew turned dark purple because I never got it all out. That's before I went to beauty college. And people say, "Ooh, what happened to your hair?" The best one is when they go, wow, your nails real? I'm like, no, I borrowed them from the girl next door for a week. I gotta give them back. I'm gonna ask her for her boob job next time. I'm gonna borrow that. Is your hair real? No, I borrowed it. I gotta give it back immediately. Stupid asses. If it looks good, don't bother asking. Because you insult the person. Whether it's real or not, if they're looking good, that's all that matters. Don't hurt somebody's feelings. compliment them first, because you'll find out more when you compliment somebody. When you say, man, your hair is gorgeous. A lot of people go, you know it's fake. Or you know it's extension. Or your nails look gorgeous, so I just had them done. I used to bite my nails, you know, and I'm so happy they did such a good job. I mean, people will tell you more if you compliment versus going, are those fake? Try to stay on the positive, not that negative. You get so much more out of life. And people a lot of times will give you too much, what they call too much information. If you do it right, you can find out a lot without asking. You would be surprised. Flappist, flapist, flappist, flapist. Control litter bugs. Flappist, flappist. Really? I'm going to tell you about litter bugs, though. I've had 3 people tell me, thank God people throw their trash down because I still have a job. And you can bet the parking lot cleaner guys are happy about it, too. I've talked to one that I actually did a vlog on in my travels, and the guy had bought his sweeper truck and all that, and I said, well, do you regret it? Or he said, God, it's the greatest purchase I ever made in my life. I said, really? And he says, yes. I said, you ever find stuff interesting? Because you know, like at the car wash, it's a vacuum, suck up jewelry, money, all kinds of stuff. And my daughter's dad managed a car wash at one point. He used to tell me the stuff they used to find in the vacuums. But this guy says, oh yeah, he says, it's incredible the treasures that I get. He said, I have no regrets on my purchase of buying a street sweeper. So if you want a really cool job, buy a street sweeper. Try to get some contracts. July 19th, boy, the month is just rolling by. I'm running out of time before the first. Trying to get as much stuff done and listed as I can. Sales are slowing down real bad, but that's probably because of all the people that lost that bonus on the unemployment, where several states have opted out of it, and so they're not making that couple grand a month anymore. It's like $400 a month, unless you go get a real job. So really trying hard, and my business just does so crappy online. Even when I was flying with Amazon, eBay, everything, and I was pulling huge money, I made way more money in person, selling in person and dressing people traveling around the States, than I ever did on the internet. And I mean, I used to pull $3 to $5K a week on Amazon alone. But that's when I opened my e-cig business, and I designed my e-cig and created my own juices and all that stuff that were much healthier than ordering that stuff from the Orient, because you don't know what's in it. And I was banking, but still, internet sales for my type of business just really don't do me favors. It's, you know, like 1/4, maybe even a 10th of what I normally make in person selling. I'd hate it. But the only thing that I, you know, don't regret is being around a whole bunch of people. And in my business, we hug everybody and we love everybody. So that's the next problem, is everybody's close, plus everybody's real huggy and lovey, and that's what gets you sick in this pandemic. So in order to avoid it, instead of fight over it, I'm just trying to get everything floating online. And trust me, I got tons and tons and tons of retail stock to roll. And it's like I'm beating my head against the wall creating new stuff too, because I really don't need to. I really need to concentrate on getting all this stuff listed that's already made, But I'm researching products and product sales and stuff, and I thought I'd jump in a couple of things and see if I could do any good with it right off the top. But it's not like any massive market, trust me. Everything's kind of stopped since that bonus unemployment money stopped. I just don't think people are spending as much because now they got to go to work and now they got to really pay their bills. Other than the fact there's a lot of rentals opening. I do know, especially in Florida, that looks like that Cadillac I was going to buy a few years ago. They're doing the evictions for July in Florida. So, for all the non-paid Corona renters that have sat around for a year and not paid rent. Or over a year, I guess. Wouldn't you hate to be a landlord and not get any money for over a year? Man, you need like landlord insurance. Gosh, that would hurt so bad. Especially if you were one of those that does the monopoly thing where you buy one and mortgage that to buy another and all that. And it's all like bound up on your income, you know, the revenues from the rentals, and then all that stops. That's just scary. But there's jobs upon jobs in Florida, especially in this area. In Destin, you're talking $17 and up in payroll. Fort Walton, you're looking at about $15 and below in payroll. I drove by something the other day that was $16 an hour they were offering. But there have been a lot of people that have gone back to work, because you'll notice at businesses where they have more staff now, even though people talk about so many jobs have been phased out, there's still a lot of people who've gone back to work. And but they're still hiring. That's good money. But again, you have to figure out your basis of your money. If you're a renter, you need to make, like, I think it's 3 times the rent. So say you want to live in Destin, Florida at about $5,000 a month. That means that you have got to make $15,000 a month. And if you are not married and you want to move to Destin, Florida with your mate, they don't combine the income if you're not married. It's only if you're married. So if you're not married, both of you have to make $15,000 each a month. You're talking $30,000 a month to rent a $5,000 place, which is about a 1-bedroom in Destin. But if you go, 15 minutes west or north, it's a hair cheaper. You're talking, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month rent. But still, you need to make $2,000, $4,000, $6,000 a month to clear that. Now that's if you're applying with a complex that's researching your income and all that stuff. Now if you're not, it can be different for, independent landlords. But if you're going and applying at a complex, they look at those things. They look at evictions, they look at your income and all that. Credit ratings, some of them. And now they're really leery now to rent. I saw some listings in Tampa where they want to charge like $4,000 and $5,000 for you to get in on like a $900 a month place. And that's because it got burned so bad. On the pandemic, it's like, oh no, we're not taking a risk again. We're going to charge like California. We're going to come up with every kind of deposit we can get. California does that. They got the cleaning. They got the move in, the move out. They got your first, last months rent. They got all these other things. They get you good, and it's a fight to get it back. But usually if you leave it extra clean, you know, you steam clean your curtains, you patch all the holes in the walls, you know, maybe retouch paints, steam clean carpets, you can do okay. You'll probably get most of it back, but you've got to be super, super clean about it.